Hi there and welcome back. In this video, I wanted to show you how to create a nice homepage for your blog so that you don't just get hello world when you arrive here. We're going to show your blog and also a list of the posts that are available in your blog right now for people to read. Let's go and do that. Going back over to PyCharm, we're going to stop our app and close it down. And then instead of returning hello world here, we're going to return render template. And what we're going to render is home.jinja2. And to this home.jinja2, we're going to pass the posts that we currently have available in our in-memory database, which is this dictionary. So we're going to say posts equal posts. Now we have this template that will have access to all our posts, so we can go and create it and then make it do what we want it to do. So the first thing to do, extends base.jinja2 and then the block content. Make sure to not leave any spaces in end block and to spell all these things correctly using lowercase letters. Then we can in here put what we want our homepage to be like. This, by the way, is something I really love about the development workflow with Flask. You define your route, what your users are going to access, and then with a simple function that just renders a template and give it some information, you can go and create a template that shows the user exactly what you want. So in this case, we're going to say h1, welcome to your blog. And then we're going to do h2, posts. And now we're going to put in an unordered list. An unordered list in HTML is just a bullet point list. And in here, we're going to put an li tag for our first post. So we're going to say A is, the li tag is a list item. The A tag is an anchor tag, a link. The href is the URL that this link goes to, or the endpoint. So /post/0. Then in here, we're going to type in post 1, for example. Then we're going to close the A tag, close the li tag. When users go to our homepage now, they're going to see this big title, slightly smaller title, and then some bullet points with one element in the bullet points, which is a link to the first post that exists. Let's go and run our app and then go back to here and refresh it. Oh, I misspelled that. I didn't notice that. We can rename it. Home.jinja2. Home.jinja2. There we go. Remember to stop your app, restart it. There you have it. That was mildly anticlimactic, did not spot that. Welcome to your blog, and then posts, slightly smaller font, and then you have your first post here. You can click on it, goes to your post. Great stuff, except if we go and add a new post, and we go back to the homepage, it's not there. Of course, it shouldn't be there. Our homepage, we can stop the app by the way. Our homepage is only rendering this list here. This list doesn't depend on our posts at all. It's just a static HTML content. We've not told it to, have one of these for each post or anything like that. So let's do it. In Jinja2, you actually have for loops as well, and they look extremely similar, the same basically, to Python loops. But in Jinja, you have to start with these curly brace %, then you can say for post ID, post in posts.items. This is us iterating over a dictionary. And then at the end of the for loop, you have to type this end for. Normally in Python, you would have a colon, and then you have some indentation. And then at the end of the indented block, Python would know you've reached the end of the for loop. But Jinja does not know that because HTML doesn't care about indentation. So that's why you have this for loop and then this end for. Whatever goes inside here doesn't have to be indented, but I just like it better. Will repeat once for every posts.items. Remember, when you do posts.item, you get the post ID and the post content. So here, instead of this href, we can do something a bit more complicated, which is URL for. You can use Flask's URL for here to generate a link to the post page, passing in the post ID parameter that it needs. And of course, the value of that post ID is the ID inside our dictionary. Instead of post 1, we can have post title. There. So this is looking slightly uglier, but all that's happening here is we have this href, which is the URL that we're linking to, and that is this. This in Jinja2 is going to get replaced for the URL that takes us to this function, and that takes in a post ID, which we're getting from our iteration. Inside the A tag, which starts here and ends here, we have the post title as something else that the Jinja template is going to replace. So we're going to see for each post a link to it and the post title being linked. Let's start our app again and go over to Chrome. We're going to refresh. Now you can see that the first post is called Hello World because that's the title of our first post in our database. If we go and create a new post, we go to that page, then we can delete this stuff there and go back to the home page. And now you have another item in your list. Of course, if you stop and start the app again, that will be gone because this is an in-memory database. It doesn't persist between executions. But if you've done the earlier sections of this course, you know how to replace this for a SQLite database, for example. So it could be that straightforward. Instead of retrieving and saving things to this dictionary, you could retrieve them and save them from a SQLite database, and now you've got yourself a pretty stable blogging platform in there. And of course, there are countless websites to develop. Some that exist already, some that do not exist already. Use your imagination and feel free to develop anything you want. Of course, there's much more to learn about Flask and about web development as a whole. How to style your pages a bit nicer, how to use JavaScript to include user interactions in pages. There are more things to learn about Flask, like how to log users in and how to, remember them when they come back and so forth. This course is not meant to give you an in-depth explanation on Flask, but it is a subject I feel really passionate about, and I think really it's a great thing to know in today's world of technology. Websites are everywhere, and if you are interested in learning about web development, then it's a great place to start. Hopefully this was interesting, and I'll see you on the next video.